It's finally the weekend, and a long weekend at that. Maybe you're hopping in the car for a road trip after the 208. Then there are historically two factors when it comes to who's hitting the roads this weekend: the weather and gas prices. This year, according to Gas Buddy, Idaho drivers are paying an average of $3.78 a gallon, which is actually better than last week, which was 5 cents higher and nearly 13 cents lower than last month. But higher by about 5 cents a gallon is what we were paying this time last year. And that's nothing compared to Idaho's highest price ever at $5.25 in July 2022. But remember the days of $2 a gallon? Oh, you got to go back to the early days of the pandemic for that. But we're getting to jump on the inevitable annual story train of what will you pay to head out of town. When I say we've been tracking it for years, we're not selling you a bridge in Brooklyn or Boise for that matter. We tried showing you this on Monday, but we had some technical difficulties, so we'll try this again. Brian Holmes, take two.
Let's go back 25 years. Before the turn of the century, before 9/11, before smartphones, when you could find gas in Boise for less than $1.30 a gallon. Oh, those were the days.
But just watching people get gas?
Yeah, watching people get gas is what we did in the days leading up to Memorial Day weekend. Like we did 5 years later, when Econ 101 could explain why a gallon of gas was $1.99.
Now we have limited supply, high demand. It's the perfect recipe for higher gasoline prices at the pump.
Plus, the conflict in Iraq is making the world market nervous about gas supply.
A good portion of it is fear.
By 2008, the conflict in Iraq was still a thing, and we had just entered the Great Recession, which spawned a great idea by a local radio station. Drivers who were facing at least $2.50 a gallon would not pay that day.
It's Memorial Day weekend, a lot of people going out of town, and everybody knows how expensive and horribly awful gas prices are. And basically, we're just giving out free gas for Memorial Day.
A year later, gas prices actually went down, which is why the number of holiday travelers on the road went up.
One of the reasons more people are traveling? Gas prices. Idaho's average price for regular gasoline is $2.28, well short of the $3.75 mark for Memorial Day weekend set a year ago.
Jump ahead another 12 months. The Scott Evans.
Highway 55 will actually see 3 times as much traffic as it normally does.
Dave Carlson combo.
We call it the unofficial start to the summer travel season.
Told us the same thing.
We've seen about a 7-cent drop in the past week.
But a drop over a week doesn't mean it was lower than the year before.
Here in Idaho, gas averages $3.02 a gallon.
Oh, what we would give these days for $3 a gallon.
Well, it's just it's the nature of the beast. I'm going to pay it regardless.
It's like what we've been doing for decades.
These are the signs of the times.
Paying for gas.
Wayne's damage.
$49 today.
No matter what the supply and demand is.
There's nothing you can do about it, so.
Don't blame you.
Don't blame Steve.
Don't blame Kathy, huh?
True.
Don't blame us, the cashiers.
We just work here.
So here you go. If you're going to fill up your truck, your car, your RV, your four-wheeler, prepare to pay the second highest price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas that you've ever paid for in Idaho, $3.78 a gallon on average, based on a survey of 802 petrol stations across the Gem State, gas stations. Just making a joke. All right, so who knows though, if you happen to see a KTVB reporter out there while you're dropping maybe more than $70, $80 to fill your tank of your truck, don't take your anger out on them. They're just trying to inform the public. Anyways, Memorial Day weekend. Hope you enjoy it.